if you can run through the day that you found out that he cheated on you, the very first day, where, you already told me the story, but if you kind of can share what happened that day. In other words, when you went over.
So as I was going towards the bedroom door, I seen something move. Like, so I put the dishes in the kitchen, like whatever it is, his dishes in the kitchen. So I basically just going to, say hi, whatever, like that. Just let him know what I got your dishes or whatever, in case of just let him know what I was going to do. So basically, as I was going towards the back, I seen something move, and I still like didn't dawn on me, whatever case may be, and it just seemed like it's all played out in slow motion, but it didn't. Like I said, but that's just how it came. So I was walking, as I was getting closer, I see somebody moving, and so he jumps out the bed, and when he jumped out the bed, I see a man in the bed, and by this time, me and this man is eye to eye. Like, we like looking at each other, and I just froze.
If you could, because you actually did touch on it a very little bit about his health, so if you could, I guess run us through the first time you found out what you found out about his health issues, if possible.
First time I found out about health issues, he got sick, and again, this is when I was saying that I wanted to go to the hospital. So this where this came in. He got sick, okay, and he was laying on the bed, like, so he got sick to the point he couldn't move, whatever like that, like on the bed, whatever like that, like his lips was parched or whatever. And I was asking him, like, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? Like, say whatever. And I was like, well, we gotta get you to the hospital. Let's, get you to the hospital. So I said, I'm gonna call my mother and I'm gonna see if she can watch, see if she can watch my kids, whatever. And he was like, no, whatever like that. But by this time, he called his mom, who knew, like I said, all along. Like I said, called his mom and called his, his father, whatever like that. And we was going to meet him at the hospital. But basically, come to find out, like I said, no, they came and took him. Like I said, they came and took him again. Like I said, he lied and said that I didn't want to go with him, whatever like that. And basically, but he had he had double pneumonia. So he had double pneumonia. Like I said, so when we got him to the hospital in Warminster or whatever like that, they got him. They got him to the hospital in Warminster, whatever like that. And I think I came later, if I remember. I think I came later. But by this time when I got there, so I told my mother what was happening. I did tell my mother what was happening. And this particular time, wait a minute, like I said, it's sometimes you want to forget these things, but no, I called my mom. My mother did come over. My mom came over, was rubbing him down, because my mother used to do like some type of nursing work or whatever. She was rubbing him down with alcohol because he had a fever too. She was rubbing him down with alcohol, like whatever, like on his back or whatever. And she was saying that, yeah, he has to go get him to the hospital. This particular time, I did drive him to the hospital. No, I did. I did drive him to the hospital, and his parents met us there. Like I said, because my mother was like, yeah, you need to get him to the hospital fast. So I got him to the hospital. Like I said, we got him. I got him registered or whatever case may be. They took him back there. So his mom and them came. His mother and father came. So basically, while I was getting him registered, whatever like that, so his mom went back there with him. Like I said, so I was getting him registered, and so they had time to talk. Like so, whatever like that, and his mom was talking or whatever case may be. So I never forget it. After that, so she was like, well, Monica, you can go back there. So they said you can go back there. So after I got him registered, I went back there. So it was me, him, and his mom. Like they're not his dad. Me, him, and his mom. His dad was sitting up there with his sister. So when I went back there, he looked at me, and I forget. He looked at me with tears in his eyes, and he said, they think I got HIV. I said, huh? Well, I looked dumbfounded. I said, they think you got what? And he said, they think I have. I said, what do you mean, think you have HIV? Do you have it? Don't you have it or what? He said, no, I have HIV. So I looked at her and looked at him, like I said, whatever. Again, like I said, so I broke down and cried, and his mother looked at me and said, Monica, it's going to be all right. I said, huh? Huh? I said, how are you going to tell me that it's going to be all right? I have 2 children, Who are you to tell me that it's going to be all right? Like I said, and this is the way I found this out, whatever like that. What's going to be all right? What do you think is going to be all right? This is going to turn my world upside down. So my world is going to always be turned upside down because of this. I have 2 children, and you mean to tell me that your son knew he had HIV, whatever, like, whatever, and y'all sitting up here, I felt like y'all 2 was talking about it, like, and then I came, like, what I'm saying, on the scene, whatever, like that. So y'all, what was it, rehearsed?
Someone was like, by the way.
Yeah, like it wasn't rehearsed or whatever, like that, and you're telling me that I'm going to be fine. How would you feel if you just if you found out your husband had this or whatever the case would be? So basically, I ran out the hospital crying. crying. I was all upset, whatever the case may be. And I just was like again, crying like out loud. Like, I can't believe this guy, this guy got HIV, this guy got HIV, whatever the case may be. But this is before I was able to tell anybody. So this was it. Like, I kept it in. And like I said, I remember that time when we was talking and he told y'all. Like I said, that time at the table, I think he told y'all. Whatever, like that, whatever. But
well, here's what I remember about it. And this was the first time I realized how strong you were. And I didn't realize how strong you were until much later when I was older and I had to process it. Mm-hmm. Being that young to hear anything, it doesn't process like it processes now. We were in I was in third grade, Trina was in fifth grade when most of this was going on. So, I don't even remember him telling us. I don't remember how that part came out. And even if he did tell us, I didn't know how significant to have that means at that time. It doesn't register. But what I do remember is him crying, like him breaking down like really, really badly over the news of having it or whatever, and you being by his side and consoling him the whole time. Like, again, I didn't process this till much later, but to see your strength through that point, I see it clearly because it's like, all right, just everything you just said, like your voice changed and everything when you said, well, how's it going to be okay when, I got 2 children and everything else. To have all that still in you, I'm pretty sure that didn't go away. But at the same time, it's almost like you removed yourself from your own thought process and you were able to console him, the guy who possibly could have, exposed you to this. You removed yourself from that thought pattern and said, all right, I'm going to console my husband or whatever. That takes strength because that means that at that point in time you were selfless. You kind of removed yourself from whatever you may have been thinking, the fear you may have had, being scared, of possibly leaving your children one day, all that, and then possibly into a fact of, well, let me console him because he's crying or he's hurt about what's going on. Yeah. That's when I first realized your strength, because I don't think I could have done it. And I'm not sure of how many people would have been able to put themselves in that thought process because, most people would probably say something. Again, they're not in the situation, so you can't really say what you would do, but most would say, I wouldn't console him, I would have killed him. Or, most people, I would have beat him up, I would have did this, that, and the third. But for you to remove yourself from your own thought pattern and, try to console him in that time was something that I'll always take with me. That's when I realized your strength for the first time. And of course, there was other examples of it outside of this, which I'll touch on in another video. But that's when I realized, okay, she's stronger than most, or whatever. That's when I realized you were the strongest person that I know. Guy or girl, like you're the strongest person I know, because to see that, to me, is unheard of. I mean, there's 1,000 reasons why you could have hated him at any point in time. Yeah. You could have wanted him dead at any point in time. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know the order of it, but to find out that he raped you, I don't know if you knew his situation.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so how could you not hate a person like that when, he's not only hitting on you, he raped you more than once, and he had what he had while raping you. Without a condom. Yep. So, like, to have all that in and still be able to console him was what, once I, processed it and really analyzed it, that's when kind of was like, you know what, she's stronger than anything that I've ever personally seen. And I'm not sure where that strength came from.
I'll tell you where that strength came from. It came from Jehovah. Okay. It came from Jehovah because only Jehovah could help me. Like I said, I know I used to always read 2 scriptures that I kept in my mind. That was Psalm 55:22. That tells you to throw your burden on Jehovah himself, and he himself will sustain you. Never will he allow the righteous one to tire or to fall.
Real quick, for anybody who doesn't know who Jehovah is, she's speaking about God, just in case you didn't catch on the name. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, that scripture always kept in mind in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. It tells you to trust in Jehovah with all your heart. Do not lean upon your own understanding. And in all your ways, take notice of him, and he himself will make you passionate. So, them 2 scriptures always kept me going. Like I said, I always prayed to him, like I said, to watch over us, watch over you and Trina, watch over us. Whatever his will is for me, like I said, help me to do. And basically, I always wanted to, like I said, whatever his will was for me, like I said, to please me. And I know also, he tells you in Corinthians that he's not going to let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. So basically, all the stuff that I endured was, I guess, it was bearable. There was times when I didn't think it was. There was times when I wanted to die. There were times when every time I had to go get tested, I would break down and I would walk across the highway. Like, so basically, I used to live by the boulevard, off the boulevard. And I used to walk to the doctor's office, tell you and your sister to, lock the door behind y'all. Don't let them in. I remember saying it. Don't let them in. You come knocking on the door. Don't y'all let them in. Whatever, like, they don't have no reason to be there, whatever. And I used to walk across the boulevard and go to the doctors to get my blood test. Like I said, every day, every time I had to go get that blood test, y'all don't know the anxiety, the stress, the emotional, the trauma, just traumatized, that I had to go through. Me feeling like say, okay, what if one day it come back positive and I have it? Like, say, stuff like that. What if this man signed my death certificate or whatever, whatever, or just, so what if I get it or whatever? Always thinking that maybe one day I would, like I said, whatever. But true to this day, like I said, I don't have it. Thanks to Jehovah, I still get tested when I have to go to the doctor. I don't have it. That's nobody but Jehovah. Like I said, He watched over me. Like I said, He watched over you in training. Like I said, again, like I said, He allows you to go through things. Like I said, because He tests you. Like I said, that was a test. Like I said, and like you said, we're going to be tested. We're going to be tried and tested. That was a test for me. Like I said, and basically, like I said, through all this, people could believe it or not, I never hated him. I never hated this man. Like I said, after all the things he did to me, I just couldn't hate him. I never said I wish he was dead. He told me that he wished I was dead. He told me he wished I had AIDS. He told me that. He told me all these things. Like I said, everything he said to me. Like I said, whatever, like that. And there was times he tried to give me AIDS. The doctor distinctively told him, you want to have sex with your wife, you got to have a condom. Never used one. Like I said, he used to rape me. Never used one. Whatever. So he told me he wished I did get it. But I never got it. Like I said, but the emotional trauma, I had nurses, like I said, that really cared for me. Like I said, that cried with me, that that knew I was a good woman, whatever the case would be, was like, would rub my back, like I said, would just console me before I went and got the blood test and, whatever, like even the doctor, like I said, they knew how scared I was, how sad I was, like I said, or whatever the case may be, and they stuck with me. Like that like the nurses, I never forget, like the nurse, the receptionist, the doctor, they all, like I said, stayed with me, like I said, through that whole ordeal. And basically, I remember them saying, like, Monica, you're a good person. You're going to be fine. Like I said, your God is going to watch over you, whatever the case may be. And at the time, like I said, even though I know Jehovah's power, like I said, you still, like I said, you don't think about that, like, so whatever, like that. All I could see, like, what if he take me away from my children? Like I said, what if I die? I'm going to get this. Like I said, because I was ignorant to the disease at first. Like I said, I didn't know. I was ignorant to it. This was in the 90s, right? Yeah, I was ignorant to it. Like I said, I didn't know. Like I said, my thing is, automatically, if you sleep with somebody with it, you're going to get it. Right. Like I said, basically, so I'm sure, like I said, a lot of people probably thought the same way I did. Like I said, I didn't know. Like I said, I was ignorant to the fact of the disease. Like I said, but I had to be re-educated about it. Like I said, it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. Some people do. Some people don't. It doesn't mean you're going to get it because you label somebody with it. But I didn't know that. Like at the time, all I could think was, I'm going to get it. Like I said, stuff or whatever. And like I said, thanks to my God Jehovah, like I said, and I owe all praise and honor to His name, I don't have it. Like I said, I don't have it. And that's what helped me. That's the reason why I can console a monster. Like I said, I can console a man that abused me physically, mentally, emotionally. Like I said, who said he wished I died, who said he wished I had it, or whatever the case may be, who did these things to me. Like I said, I can console him. And it was genuine. Like I said, it wasn't no me feeling pity for him or me feeling sorry. It was genuine. Like I said, stuff. And I just didn't hate him. And to this day, I didn't hate him. I don't even hate his family. Like to this day, I just don't hate him. Like I said, I don't. Like I said, and again, that's, like I said, like I said, it goes to Job. But like I said, this is the reason why I was able to do that. This is the reason why I'm able to, like I said, to still function to this day and stand and talk about it now. Even though the painful memories, like I said, it brings tears to my eyes. Because, like I said, this is something that I don't like to keep rehashing, but it's going to always be with me. Like I said, to the day I expire. Like I said, because this was something that I experienced. It's nothing that I read out of a book. Like I said, it's not it's my life story. Right. This is my life. Like I said, it's not nothing that I read out of a poetry book or a book or whatever like that. This was something that me, you, and your sister, we experienced. Like I said, this touched us, and this always going to be a part of us.
And we never spoke on it.
Right. Until now. Like I said, stuff we never really, like you said, spoke on it. Like you said, until now. Like I said, but basically that's the reason why I was able to do it. I didn't see it as me being strong, like say, you know, this strong woman or this woman full of strength. I didn't see that. Like I said, I just see that I'm trying to be a good wife. I'm trying to do what I'm supposed to do. Like I said, and like I said, when you make vows to Jehovah, like I say, you know, you take them seriously. But again, don't be confused with me saying that, oh, you're a witness and you're supposed to stay with him. No, if you're knocking your head off, what? No. He didn't say that. That's not what Job was saying. You have a right to leave. You like under them circumstances and stuff like that. I, at the time, again, felt I didn't have nowhere to go. But during the time when he was crying and whatever like that, I just was trying to be a good wife, and I didn't hate him, like I said. So I figured I was just gonna, you know, just stick by him and do what I was supposed to do.
So how did you? I might have one here.
Go ahead.
How did you like after you found out? After you found out about what he had, and you know, eventually I guess it came out to everybody. Eventually it came out to everybody. Like, how were you treated, or were you treated differently from whether it be family members, co-workers, or whatever? Were you treated differently once you found out, being as though you were his wife?